At no point in your life were you ever on the wrong path, because there is no such thing as a wrong path, only a flow that when you look back makes perfect sense and frightens you. Look back. All those mistakes, all those deviant paths, all those what-ifs brought you right here, to this breath, this moment, and you can't find the mistake because everything fits together like a dream. But when you look forward, you only see chaos. This talk won't teach you how to find the right path, because there is no right path. Instead, it will teach you to flow like a river, to walk by falling, to move forward blindly with confidence, and to know this: destiny is not a place, it is the way you move. But first, have you ever looked back and been surprised to see that everything was perfect? That perfection wasn't an illusion. Part 1. Looking back versus looking ahead. No matter where you are sitting right now, trace the path of your life backward. Follow how you got to this moment, and you will find something very strange. It seems logical, but not like the logic in a textbook, but like the logic that makes sense while you are dreaming. Because the strangest things happen in dreams. A horse runs through your kitchen. Your mother's face resembles someone else's face, and you don't question it. You sleep, you feel you belong. But when you wake up, you say, "That was really absurd." And life is like that. It flows when you look back, but when you look forward, there is only chaos. The illusion of looking back. Now think carefully. What do you see when you look back 10 years? You see all the chaos, all the wrong paths, all the deviations, and surprisingly, it all comes back to here, to this room, to this breath, to this moment of your life. And you can't find the mistake. You can find the pain, the suffering, the things you regret, but you can't find where you went off the path, because that's the secret. You never went off the path. You just didn't see the path, twisting, turning, sometimes going backward, sometimes stopping, but you were always on the path. The chaos of looking ahead. But now look ahead. Chaos, uncertainty, crossroads, pain, sleepless nights, thinking, did I go down the wrong path? I wish I had accepted that other job. I wish I had said yes. I wish I had said no. I wish I had stayed. I wish I had gone. And these thoughts are eating you up because everything ahead is uncertain. Every decision, a potential mistake. Every step, a potential deviation. And you are afraid of missing out on your life, afraid of going down the wrong path and arriving at the wrong place. You think there is a right life, and you are somehow drifting away from it. The illusion of a lost life. And you carry this thought like a burden. The feeling that you should be further ahead. The feeling that you have made costly mistakes. The feeling that your real life, your actual life, another version of yourself that made better choices, is being lived somewhere else. But consider this. What if the feeling of being lost is the journey itself? What if the confusion is not a deviation, but the journey itself? Because I think the deepest truth is this: getting lost is not a mistake of the journey, it is the journey itself. The river metaphor. I've noticed something about rivers. Rivers never ask, "Am I on the right path?" They don't hesitate, they don't worry. They don't look at the rocks in their path and say, "Oh no, something is stopping me. I've made a mistake. I should have been like that river." No, they just move forward. And when they encounter an obstacle, they go around it, under it. Or if necessary, they wait 1,000 years and move forward. And the miraculous thing is that despite the obstacles, The twists and turns, the puddles where they temporarily stop or seem to stop, they always reach the sea. That's how rivers flow. You are a twisting thing. So who are you? You are a twisting thing, not a straight line, and you never should be. Culture tells you to go straight from point A to point B, to be efficient, not to waste time, to know where you're going and march there like a soldier. But life doesn't flow like that, and neither do you. You flow like water, like music, like a conversation that changes direction 20 times if necessary, restarts countless times, and somehow always reaches its destination. Therefore, the twists and turns aren't a mistake. They're the nature of the flow, and you are that flow itself. Chapter 2: Fog, Map, and Mountain. Let me tell you about an incident that once happened to me. Years ago, I was hiking in the mountains, and I had a very good map. And like any sensible person, I had meticulously planned my route the night before. To go up this path, cross this ridge, descend to this lake, and arrive at a specific hut in the evening. I was very organized, very responsible. But in the morning, there was fog, a dense fog, a white fog that swallowed everything. And almost instantly, I went the wrong way. The moment of getting lost. For an hour, I didn't realize it. When the fog lifted, I was nowhere on my map. I was completely lost, and the logical thing would have been to turn back, follow my steps, and start over to get back on the right path. But something inside me told me to keep going, and I can't explain it to you logically. It wasn't a logical decision. It was something else. It was the feeling that the wrong path was somehow calling me, as if that wrong path was my path, as if getting lost was actually a way of finding myself. Walking the wrong path. And I walked for hours, through places I never planned to see, through meadows not on any map, past a waterfall I would never have found otherwise. And as the sun began to set, I climbed a hill, and there it was, the hut, the same hut I had been aiming for all along. I had come from completely the wrong direction, completely the wrong path, and I remember standing there breathless, laughing as I looked at this little wooden building, because I understood something there. Map versus territory. What I understood at that moment was a map was an idea, a concept, a picture of a territory someone had drawn. But I wasn't walking on a map. I was walking in the mountains, and the mountains knew the way, even if I didn't, especially when I didn't stop. Because you see, we think we should know. We think clarity is the goal. We think we can walk if we can see the way clearly. But what if clarity isn't the beginning? What if clarity only comes at the end? What if you have to walk in the fog and rely on your feet to know something your mind doesn't? Burial and ascension. Consider a seed. The seed underground is unaware that it is turning into a tree. It only feels the darkness, the pressure, the terrible weight of the earth above it. If the seed could think, it would think it was dying. It would say, something is very wrong. It would say, I need to be in the light. Why am I buried here? Why is everything pressing down on me? And yet, pressure is what breaks the shell. Darkness is where the roots extend. Burial is the beginning of ascension. You too have been buried many times in your life, and you know very well what I mean. Those times when everything was buried in darkness. Chapter 3: Walking by Falling. We think wrong about fate. We think that fate is a fixed point in the future, a predetermined destination, like a train moving along tracks towards a station written on a timetable. But fate is not a place. It is how you move. To understand this, think about how you walk. Really think. As you walk, you fall forward. Did you know that walking is a controlled fall? You lean forward, you lose your balance, and you regain yourself with the next step. Lean forward, you catch the fall. Lean forward, you catch the fall. Again and again, you pass through a room like this. The constant fall. So, literally, you are constantly falling throughout your life, constantly unbalanced, always catching yourself just in time, then losing your balance again. And this fall, this endless, almost toppling state, is the only way to get anywhere. Children understand this when they learn to walk. They constantly fall, and we celebrate their falls because we know what it means. Oh my God, the baby fell again. Something's wrong. We don't say that. We say, look, they're learning. But when did we stop applying this to ourselves? When did falling become failure instead of progress? Paralysis and freezing. I watch people, and I include myself in this. I watch how people torture themselves with decisions. Should I do this or that? What if I choose the wrong thing? And a kind of paralysis, a state of freezing begins because we are so afraid of falling that we refuse to take a step, and then we wonder why we are stuck. But you can't walk without falling. You can't progress. You can't live without making choices. And making choices always means stepping into the unknown. Always. Every time. Even choices that feel safe are just moving in a familiar direction. The longing for music. Something beautiful happens in music. A melody constantly creates tension and then resolves it. A note wants to go somewhere, reaches it, causes pain, pulls toward the next note, and when the next note comes, there is some relief, some satisfaction, but immediately a new note stretches toward the next. Music is the transformation of longing into sound, and you, too, are constantly reaching toward the middle of an expression that is not yet resolved, and when the resolution comes, a new reaching movement will begin. That is the essence of life. The self-guiding path. Therefore, the question, am I on the right path, is similar to a note asking, am I in the right melody? You are the melody. You are not walking on it like a path. You are its unfolding, a self-guided path. And consider this for a moment. You are the self-guided path. You are not going. You are becoming. You are not the destination. You are the process of arriving. You are not the goal. You are the journey. And the journey will never end, because the end is also part of the journey. Blind trust. When I was young, 7 or 8 years old, I used to play a game with myself. I would close my eyes and walk around the house with my hands outstretched, trying to get from my bedroom to the kitchen without looking anywhere. And I remember that fear, that delicious fear of not knowing when I would bump into something. Every step was an adventure, every step a question. What's next? What's here? Can I do it? And of course, I knew the house. I had passed through it thousands of times with my eyes open, but with my eyes closed, it became new again, alive again, interesting again. I didn't realize it then, but I was teaching myself something, that I could pass through the unknown. These are Alan Watts' thoughts on reality and time. Looking back, life is a perfect flow. Looking forward, it is just chaos. But this chaos is an illusion because you flow like a river. You are a region, not a map. Fate is not a place. It is the way you move. Walking is a controlled fall. You cannot move forward without falling. Blind trust is true trust. And the deepest truth. You are the path that takes you. You don't go. you transform. This is chilling because it destroys the illusion of control. The thought of, I must find the right path. The fear of, I'm on the wrong path. And all that remains is, move. Just move. Life will catch you or teach you. Either way, you will arrive somewhere, and that place will be the only place it can be, because you will be there. You walked there. It will be yours. It will be shaped by your feet, created by your fall. This is destiny, unconsciously in motion, and yet you will arrive. Commentary. I am the path itself. How many people will feel this?